హలో గైస్, వెల్కమ్ బ్యాక్ టు మై ఛానల్. సో ఈరోజు నేను నా యూనివర్సిటీ ఈవెంట్కి వచ్చాను అనమాట. ఆబర్న్ యూనివర్సిటీ అండ్ మాంట్గోమరీ. సో నేను యూఎస్ఏలో మాస్టర్స్కి వెళ్ళబోయే యూనివర్సిటీ ఈవెంట్ అనమాట. సో లెట్స్ గెట్ ఇన్ టు ద వీడియో. సో ఈ ఈవెంట్ వచ్చేసి మన కోర్ట్యార్డ్స్ బై మ్యారియాట్ హైదరాబాద్లో అయితే జరిగింది. ఈ ఈవెంట్ మెయిన్ కారణం ఏంటంటే ప్రీ డిపార్చర్ ఈవెంట్ అనమాట. సో ఎవరైతే ఫాల్ 2024కి అడ్మిట్ అయ్యారు అండ్ ఎవరైతే రాబోతున్నారో వీసాస్ అప్రూవ్ అయ్యాయో వాళ్ళ కోసం ఒక స్టూడెంట్ ఏవిఎం రిప్రజెంటేటివ్ మీట్ అనమాట. ఈ మీటింగ్లో మనం చాలా విషయాలు అయితే తెలుసుకుంటాము. లైక్ మనకి I-20 డిస్కషన్స్ కానీ, I-20కి కావాల్సిన డాక్యుమెంట్స్, ఎవరైతే అప్లై చేశారో, ఎవరైతే అప్లై చేయబోతున్నారో, ఎవరికైతే I-20 వచ్చింది, కొంతమందికి లైక్ ఎవరికైతే వీసా ఇంటర్వ్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి. సో ఇది కంప్లీట్ ఎవరైతే ఏయుఎంని చూస్ చేసుకున్నారో వాళ్ళ కోసం ఒక క్లారిటీ ఇచ్చే ఈవెంట్ అనమాట. లైక్ ఏయుఎం ఏమేమి ఆఫర్ చేస్తుంది, ఏమేమి ఫీచర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఆన్ క్యాంపస్ జాబ్స్ కానీ, అకామిడేషన్స్ కానీ, లేదంటే యూనివర్సిటీలో ఉన్న బెనిఫిట్స్ కానీ, కోర్సెస్, మన ఫ్యాకల్టీస్, ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ గురించి, యూనివర్సిటీలో ఉన్న డిఫరెంట్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్ గురించి. సో ఈ ఈవెంట్ అయితే చాలా ఇన్ఫర్మేటివ్. అండ్ ఈ ఈవెంట్కి ఎవరైతే రాలేకపోయారో, ఎవరైతే ఏయుఎంకి రాబోతున్నారో ఫాల్కి, సో వాళ్ళందరి కోసం ఈ వీడియో అయితే నేను చేశాను. ఈ వీడియో మీరు తప్పగా చూడండి, మీకు అన్ని విషయాలు తెలుస్తాయి. బికాస్ చాలామంది నార్త్ వాళ్ళు, సౌత్ వాళ్ళు కూడా ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళు హైదరాబాద్కి రాలేకపోయారు. నాకు చాలా డిఎమ్స్ వచ్చాయి. సో వాళ్ళందరి కోసం ఈ వీడియో చేశాను. సో ఈ వీడియో కనుక మీకు నచ్చినట్టయితే ఖచ్చితంగా సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి, లైక్ చేసుకోండి. అండ్ మనకిక్కడ ఒక బుక్ కూడా ఇచ్చారు అండ్ ఒక పెన్ కూడా ఇచ్చారనమాట. సో మనం ఇంపార్టెంట్ వాల్యుబుల్ పాయింట్స్ని మనం నోట్ అవుట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో ఫస్ట్ టాపిక్ వచ్చేసి మన అబౌట్ ఏయుఎం.
Let me start off by telling you what the title actually means. What the title means is that all the offices that are responsible for getting you there and outside of classroom, making sure that you succeed, report up to me. So whether it is OGI, which is Office of Global Initiative that does your immigration documents, whether it is scholarships, when you come there, we talk about some stuff, whether it's tutoring, whether it's other things, all those things eventually report up to me, right? So my job is to make sure you succeed. Your job is to come there and succeed, right? So that's the commonality. So just wanted to give you that background, that understand the titles, what they actually mean. So talking about today's format, and that's why I was going around the tables and asking a lot of you. There are different groups of people here, right? So just by a raise of hand, is there anybody here who has not been admitted? Okay. So all of you should be admitted because the email went out to all students who were admitted. Now all of you are in different phases. Some people are admitted, you don't have your I-20s. Some people have I-20s, you don't have your visas. Some of you have your visas. So the presentation will cover all aspects of what the university offers. Okay? And then also compare notes with people who are here. As I said, there are students with all kinds of different phases in where they are with, coming to AUM. But it would be helpful for all. If you're going for your visa interview, it's important to know what the university is because you can always get asked that question. If you have your visa, it's important to know the services. Okay? Then we'll have question and answers. We'll break. I believe they have some food and tea and other things. We can eat, people who are coming late, and then we'll do a repeat of that same session again. Okay? So again, I know some of you are more organized than others, so maybe you've already seen everything. Maybe you haven't, but it's important to know all the different things. And then again, as we go through, make your notes. There will be enough time to ask questions, answers, and then I'm here throughout the time. So if you want to do a one-on-one, we can do it ourselves. Okay? Parents and family members and friends and cousins, everybody is welcome to even stay for the high tea and everything. You all are an important part for us. So don't think you cannot join us for anything. You are all there. People who come in late, I know some of you are calling friends and other things. You can just tell them the same thing, that if they're late, they can stay back, and when we start the next session, they can catch up the beginning there. Okay? Having said that, let's start. It is the capital, and you'll hear different things, but there are things to do in Montgomery. Remember, you're going there, your primary reason for going there is education. But there are things outside of education that are there that you should always know about. This just talks about a few things that are there, and it also talks about the proximity. So Montgomery is close to the beach and it's close to the mountains. So on long weekends or other things, if you want to go, there is enough time and opportunities for places to go and visit. So there are 5 academic colleges. And students, the reason I'm pointing this out is because not with all of you, but sometimes with some of you, students change majors. So it's important for you to know the academic structure of the university. So there are 5 colleges, and again, I had looked at the list, and I know there are some people who are not on the list, which is absolutely fine, everybody is welcome, but I did review the list, so I know most of you are in 2 colleges. Computer Science, Computer Information System are in College of Sciences, MIS and MBA are in College of Business. So those would be your colleges. And again, if you are from any other college or you have questions, you can ask me separately. So the academic opportunity. So this was, again, there were some people and they haven't confirmed their entry, but we also have undergraduates. Most of you are graduate students, but we also have very strong undergraduate programs. And this is a friendly tip for you, and it's also covered in another slide. Especially those of you who are from engineering backgrounds or some other majors, because students come in, and we talk about the tutoring center and other things later on. Remember, you have a lot of skill sets. Some of you are aware of your skill set, some of you are not. So sometimes people are like, oh, I'm getting into computer science major or management information system, and is there a computer science job? Yes, there are computer science jobs, but remember, there are other jobs. Undergraduate students in America have to learn everything. So they have to learn math, they have to learn chemistry, they have to learn biology, they have to learn English. So if in your undergraduate degree you have done any one of those things, you always have the potential of becoming a tutor in math. So combine both of those things. There's a reason why this slide is here, right? The slide is here because I want you to think of all the things you bring to the table when you get there. One of the things that a lot of students ask about, and it is again on the university website, because you all applied, you were admitted, you have your I-20, so it knows, I know you've done your research. But some of you haven't, so I would want to tell you that the university is very highly ranked. I have not put in all the rankings here, but if you look at the university website, it is US World News ranking, and you will see that over the last 5 years, every year, the university has improved in its ranking. Okay, every year, and it doesn't happen often. Every year it's jumped multiple spots. So how rankings are done is they see what is your incoming cohort, they see how many students graduate, and they see how many students end up getting employed. All these things become part of your university ranking. So when we say that our university every year is increasing in its ranking, what it means is that we are delivering what we tell people that we will do. Okay, so all the things. Students coming in, students succeeding, graduating, and getting jobs. All those things are happening. And it is known as the tri-county area. Montgomery is the capital, but county, for those of you who haven't done your research, would be similar to a district in India. So there are 3 districts, or as we call them, 3 counties. So that area is known as the tri-county area. Now, 5 years in running, every year there's a newspaper that does a poll, and every year we have come up as the best university in the tri-county area. Okay. Again, this is useful for people who still haven't gone in for appointments, and it's also useful for you so you know that you actually have made a good choice. So now let us talk about academic support. Students. we have spent a lot of resources in making sure that you have the services that you need to succeed. That includes free tutoring. We will tutor you in any subject that you need help with. My recommendation to you is that not everybody needs it day one, but if you need it, go and avail of the service because it is free of cost. A lot of times people think that tutoring is for people who are failing. It is not just for people who are failing. If you're getting a B and want to convert that B into an A, tutoring is for you. You got that A, you want to maintain that A. Again, you can avail of tutoring. Remember, scholarships, job opportunities, a lot of things. Everything depends on your grades. This, for those of you who are good in studies, is also a very good place to find employment. As I was telling you, we guarantee, hey, any student you need tutoring, come in. What it also means is we have to hire a lot of tutors. Okay? So we have the WARHAWK Academic Success Center, we have the AUM Instructional Support Lab, the Learning Center, and the computer labs. Okay, the reason I'm pointing out all these things, remember earlier on I was telling you, my job is to make sure that you succeed. So all these are there because sometimes people don't think about these things. So you have to essentially tie your skill sets to the skill sets of that particular place. So if you are an IT person, and IT is a term I'm using loosely, it could be CS, CIS, MIS. You also have computer labs. Now, some of you have your admission letter but do not have your I-20s. This is a list of documents that are needed for I-20s. For all of you who had signed up for the event, you should have received an email stating what documents were missing. If you submitted it, you should have received your I-20. If you were registered for the event, you still have not received your I-20, after this come and talk to me and I will text the office and make sure it is taken care of. For those of you who were not registered for the event, don't worry, we'll still do the same thing after this ends. Come over, give me your name, information, and we'll make sure the office sends you the information. Okay, so the next part that happens is that you go for your visa interview. Now, again, there are some of you who already have your visas, so congratulations. There are some of you who are going in for your interview soon. Best of luck. And again, I'm reminding you about all the different features the university has. We are very proud of our students because they really do a wonderful job when they go in for their visa interviews. Just to give you an example, this spring, we had about 500 students that came in for our spring intake. Okay. Summer intake, we had a very high visa success rate in terms of people who managed to get appointments. The biggest challenge was that a lot of slots were completely full. So we have a lot of quote-unquote backlog from people who had applied for summer, now are trying to get foil appointments. Here would be my take on it. Keep trying regularly, and also, all of you already know this, but in case you did not know, remember, if Hyderabad is full, you can look at other cities. I could tell you last spring, we almost had, and I talked about the Indian students, we had slightly more than 100 students from Hyderabad who had actually received visas in other cities. Okay? So I know it is a challenging process. You have to go in regularly to try to get the slots. But don't just think Hyderabad. Look at it. If not, look at a different city. Okay? Here is my feedback to you because I saw a lot of you, and again, depends on the group, right? A lot of people have signed up. So I'm not saying it's the people who are here, but just in general, had their admits, but had not submitted documents or items. Okay. So there are things I can help with and there are things that take time. So if you today come in and if you're here, you're like, hey, I hadn't really thought, now I want to come to AUM, I'm applying now. I can make a call, we can make a decision fast. Because we have a big team that does application processing. Okay, and that's the advantage of attending events, that I can process that. I-20 takes time. So we can still do it, but you don't want to wait too long, because when the visa slots open up, if you wait for that long, there's a chance you just might not get the I-20 straight away. This is whether you stay on campus or you stay off campus. But what I really want you to do is make decisions after researching things. Everything is a pro and con. If you're staying off campus, there are advantages. More people stay together, they're in a location, you can make more noise, you can still get into trouble. If you stay on campus, it is way safer. Everything is included, whether it is electricity, it is Wi-Fi, it is laundry, all those things are included. So look at all these things before you make your decision. Okay? And let me tell you what that means. And this is also true for people who will come in later or who will get late visa appointments. We will pick you up from the airport. Okay? I know it's a new country, it's a new place. Students sometimes and parents become scared, like, hey, we're sending our kid there, how will they make it there? And students, if you feel that parents worry too much, let me tell you, I'm 50 plus years, my dad still calls me and says, hey, did you eat your food? Do you need anything? Should I buy you new clothes, right? So remember, parents are parents. They will always worry about their kids, right? So the point is that we understand it can become a challenge. So we will pick you up from the airport and we will give you 5 days of complimentary stay. And let me tell you how serious we are about this. That's why it does not stay, we make it. Of those 5 days of accommodation, if after that you want to stay in housing, you can stay there. If you do not want to stay in housing, it is still free of cost for you. You can stay off campus, but then it gives you 5 days to make that decision. Okay? Now, there is a $500 deposit. And I spoke to some of you and you really understood what it means. But let me clarify that again. We are not taking that as a charge. It is almost like a security deposit. When you enroll for the fall semester, it goes towards your fall payment. The only reason we put in the deposit was there were people who came in and went elsewhere, and that is why the deposit is there. It is not a charge for you. I was really surprised in spring when I met some students and they're like, oh, we paid $100 for someone to pick us up. And I'm like, why would you spend $100 when we're doing it free of cost? Right? So that is a facility for you, and especially for the ones who have later visa appointments. Okay? Our job is there to help and assist you. So at this point, what you should focus on is, what do I need to do to prepare for my visa interview? If you already have your visa interview, think about what do I pack, how do I get there, find out about other things. Now, if you've booked your tickets, the first thing I would say is the moment you book your ticket, fill out that request form so that we can make sure we made the arrangements. Okay? But we will offer this service free of cost, and it does not matter how many students we have. On campus, you stay off campus, we will provide you resources. And I was telling you the other thing, sometimes students will say things we cannot do. It happened here, a student came in and he's like, well, sir, you came there and you said we'll do it, and the bus is not picking me. I said, where are you staying? And he had picked up an apartment that was 1.5 hours away from the university. So it is a free service, but it is for surrounding areas. So this is an important point, students. So if you want to stay off campus and aware of the free transportation, there is a map that talks about all the apartment complexes where the bus goes. Pick up one of those apartments. Because we cannot go 1.5 hours, pick a student and get back, because then you can never get them back in time for the classes. So this service is for the surrounding areas. But again, we will do things like this. A lot of the activities you saw, again, were based on student feedback. What you have to do, what your responsibility is, that book flights early, because it will help you. And the moment you book a flight, fill out the form. The other thing is make sure, even if it's a day or 2 days before, make sure you fill out the form, because we have had it where, 2 students are coming in. So if 2 students are coming in, we are not going to send a bus. We are most probably going to send a van. And then the 2 students say, oh, I have 4 other people, my friends, can you also take them with me? Remember, you are international students. Most probably you will be coming in with 2 big suitcases and a carry-on and a shoulder bag. You can't fit that amount of luggage in a van. This is why, again, what I'm telling you is your responsibility is to make sure you fill out that form. Our responsibility is we will figure out how to pick you up. Do not worry about the timing or anything like that. Whatever flight is there that comes in, you take that. The other thing is, and we will send out, and I'll just give you an example. I just flew in yesterday morning. So now I know that Lufthansa has a direct connection to Hyderabad, right? Hyderabad, Frankfurt, Frankfurt, Atlanta. Atlanta we pick you up. Sometimes students, and as I'm saying, book it early sometimes, and I've seen it last 2 years ago I actually got a cheaper ticket flying out of Montgomery. I flew into Delhi, and surprisingly enough, the ticket from Atlanta was more expensive. So ticketing just depends. Figure out your ticket, but we will go and pick you up. So all airports now have free Wi-Fi. Okay? Make sure you look at that, because sometimes people miss connecting flights. Okay? Again, what I'm telling you is we will do our part, you need to do your part. Because sometimes people have said that, oh, I missed the connecting flight, I did not have an international calling plan. You don't need an international calling plan. Get free Wi-Fi. And I know most correct, just giving you an example, and by the way, if you have other ideas, please do share them with me.
సో అలా ఈవెంట్ అయితే 2 అవర్స్ బాగా నాకు కాలేజెస్ అని గుర్తొచ్చాయన్నమాట. ఇంత పెద్ద లెక్చరు. బట్ చాలా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ దొరికిందనమాట. అంత ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అయిన తర్వాత మన బ్రెయిన్ హీట్ ఎక్కిపోయింది. సో నేనైతే తినడానికి వచ్చాననమాట. మంచిగా సమోసాలు, చికెన్ పఫ్‌లు, చికెన్ పకోడా గూడా వండారనమాట. సో మంచి ఫిష్ ఫింగర్ గూడా ఉంది. మంచిగా తిన్నాను. కాఫీ, టీ గూడా ఇచ్చారు. అది గూడా తాగాను. సో ఇక ఈవెంట్ అయిపోయింది. ఇక ఇంటికెళ్తున్నాను. చాలా మంది కలిసారనమాట. ఎవరెవరైతే రాబోతున్నారని. So thank you for watching my video, and bye bye. See you in the next video.